All right, what's up, guys? We are here live with well, not live. I always say live, but we're really not live. Um, at the studio. Yeah, you see, yeah, at the studio.
Live.
We're here at the
We are
studio.
live.
Look at these guys already in here making fun of my intro and everything. All right,
Remove
so
the E. Live.
we are here at the studios of the Manhattan Neighborhood Network, 59th Street, between 10th and 11th Avenue.
Because you guys don't know the gang.
And yeah, there we go. And we got two great guests in today. Gonna talk a lot. We got fighter, trainer, all around great guy, Will Do Work Watson.
I thought he was introing me for a second.
Yeah, look at this guy. So now
Crowd applause in the back.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right.
AM.
So
AM.
and our other guest, this guy sitting over here. We got artist, martial artist,
Well, mixed media.
whatever else,
artist,
actor, singer,
professional.
dancer, everything. Raymond S. James,
Director.
Yes.
almost
producer,
everything. TV show
director,
host.
Yeah.
all that
Series
stuff.
Producer here. Yeah.
What's going on?
Cosmetologist.
Yeah. Actually, inadvertently, because I've done so many productions for them, I can now do your makeup.
There we go. It's the makeup guy. Sweet. So, what's going on, guys?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Good to have you guys in here.
It's hot outside, but cold in here.
It's always cold in here. These studios, man,
It's cold as ice.
they blast the air conditioning and
Yeah.
'cause they got to keep all the equipment cool and everything. But
It's cool. I'm enjoying it.
This
I mean,
is-
you saw when I arrived. It
Yeah.
looked like I got out the shower and put the show on
Yeah.
heat fast.
Will
so we took a little
slid
time to get
slid
started. So I was like,
downtown.
let me slow
He
down with
lives-
the setup
he
here.
lives
So that,
uptown.
you
He
know,
slid
Immediately
downtown
made fun of
on
it.
his chest. I was like, dude, were you running from someone? Did you? What's in
he's
the
got to get
bag?
he's got to get some training in somehow.
That's
so
right.
you know, got to get the
Cardio
training
on the way
in.
never
Yeah.
stops, right?
It never stops. But
Became professional. I
You-
feel like I'm at summer camp.
that's
Will
all
is-
right.
Will is here for his first interview, and
You
Eric.
can tell,
is
right?
just-
Hey.
I didn't know.
And
I was
I'm
Make
here.
sure
thinking
you
last
stay a little close to the mic, so we don't want to miss anything that you say.
night. I thought so.
But yeah, you come in anyway. I don't care. Like I always come in like a t-shirt. Maybe one day I'll look semi-professional with like a jacket or something, but I doubt it.
I didn't know. I was just. It was like my first.
I think that's something that you need to add to your
What, a
email.
blazer?
No, not. Yeah, add a blazer to your email.
Oh, I thought you said you were like
No.
add, and then I was
No,
like,
no,
where'd
add,
you
it,
go?
add it to your email because you sent he's very professional. He sent an email
Oh yeah.
listing everything that's gonna be happening.
Oh, yeah.
And what about dress code? You
Oh,
know?
I didn't get that memo.
That's
I was
true.
like-
That's
it was
true.
like,
I
hey,
admit, next time I'll.
Yeah.
Dress code, whatever.
Yeah.
Eh,
See, I like that. Then.
whatever.
But you need to put
It's a
that.
loose, laid back
You
environment.
need to put that. Because
I know I
he
should
thought
put
he was
that.
here for his.
I know.
No, I didn't know
Will, I apologize.
graduation.
I was
Will,
gonna
I
actually.
apologize.
I was
to you.
gonna ask Ray. No, please, no worries. I was-
Look, he's like, no worries, no worries.
I was like, I was just, I didn't know what to wear. I was thinking about. I was like, look, just. I asked my wife this morning. I was like, what should I wear?
Oh yeah.
She's like, where do you show? I was like,
So
I think
she
I'm gonna go with
dressed you for the show?
Absolutely
know
not.
He's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
be- He is
But I-
gonna be together with this woman for a very long time. Because once a man start asking his wife,
Yeah.
"What should I wear?"
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's your wife for life, son.
It
That's
is.
it. I was like, what
Once
should
you
know,
stop
we're doing
dressing
talk show,
yourself-
what should
but
I
it's-
wear?
But he
That's
shows but he
Ladies,
shows trust.
once they ask you what they should wear, you're the one.
I just want to hear her ideas. I always want to hear her ideas. But I was
That's
gonna ask
good.
Ray, but I was like, nah, let's not be too new.
Ray would have been like, yeah, tank top,
Yo,
shorts,
man,
you're
well,
good.
I mean,
You know
yeah.
everything.
I mean, you're a fighter. Wear your trunks, son.
Yeah, where you
Don't wear
trust.
anything. Just sit
Yeah.
there.
So, yeah,
Be exploited.
exactly.
There's a
So-
table here.
Since I'm here with a couple fighters,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Let's talk some fighting.
It's
Let's jump right into it. A little Mayweather McGregor.
You know what?
The hottest
It's I
topic
like that
in the
intro
fight
right there
game right
because
now.
I think that's important, right? A lot of the times the people that have their feelings on a fight have never even been in a fight before. So it's just like, who cares what you
Yeah.
think, you know? And just because you've seen one doesn't mean you understand like the perspective of a fighter, you know.
It's true.
And you know, a
That's-
commentator.
But just because you commentate on them, you never fought or
Yeah.
sparred.
Like you see, that's my thing. Like I've like when I was a kid, I did some taekwondo or whatever, but I've never been in like a real professional fight or anything like that. So when I talk, I always I make sure to tell people that I'm speaking like from the standpoint of, or from the viewpoint of Like, this is my opinion, and I'm not a fighter, so this is what I
Yeah.
think. But now I got two guys in here who really know what it's like to be in there and
Yeah.
to experience
Get
things.
punched in
So
the mouth once. You know,
it's-
like you don't talk as
you
much.
need it. When I was doing Taekwondo once, I'll tell you, I got kicked in the nuts one time.
Yeah.
So I was doing it. I was like turning. This other kid came with a kick straight up the middle, like
Right in the
punted me,
balls.
lifted me off the ground.
Balls.
That shit hurt.
Was that McGregor?
No.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
it wasn't
All right.
McGregor.
Sorry.
Nah.
Was it
was like-
Pacquiao? Because I saw a picture of Pacquiao throwing a knee to a
Oh.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
He's
they
like-
practice that, you know.
Look out.
Yeah, these are.
I
Like
want to
real
get into
things.
that later after because I have a thought on that too. But
I mean, there's
This is why I
layers
think
of
Mayweather's
this
not
game.
worried about McGregor's MMA skills because he
No.
fought Pacquiao. Pacquiao could throw knees.
yeah,
That's
it's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. He's trying to get you in your pack, man.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
Ah.
Look at this guy. So, what I was gonna ask first, and this is a big question. Do you guys think that this is a legit fight? You think it's a joke? What do you guys believe?
You want to have fun with this one first?
Oh, man. I
Ray
think,
Ray looks like he's got some stuff on his
Yeah,
mind.
that's what I was like-
it is a classic comedy written by Floyd Mayweather, and it's been presented to you by Showtime.
Yeah,
And pay-per-view. I think that
expensive paper.
expensive pay-per-view. Usually I would only spend this much if I was gonna rent a porn movie from pay-per-view.
Yeah, I
But-
don't even think you need to spend that
I
much.
don't- no, I'm exactly right. It's just like, where's gonna be the satisfaction in watching this fight, considering that you have the best pound for pound mixed martial artist versus the best pound for pound in so many weight divisions boxer.
I'll debate the pound for pound mixed martial artist,
Yeah.
but we can
Yeah,
get
I
into
was
that a
actually
little
gonna,
later.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a real stat,
no,
or-
in his weight division, here we are with him running in the
He
water.
goes training in the
Yeah,
water.
this is great training, but do you need all that? I don't think you're gonna be running.
The only thing he's missing is like the balls of fire
Yeah.
to slip.
Yeah. it's good entertainment. So I think that it's gonna be a boring fight. Listen, right? When you see a great fighter fight, it's boring
Yeah,
because they're great.
I agree.
Right? You have to be like a fighter to even get all the micro details in
Mhm.
a fight, right? So Floyd, take it for example, he'll check you, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't know what this is. I don't have Parkinson's, right? Like all that means something to
Yeah.
someone that is about to get punched in the face by my
Mhm.
fist, right? That means nothing to you on TV, like behind the TV.
Yeah.
That means like what's wrong with him? But to a person in front of a fist that
Mhm.
has been punching bags for the last 20 plus
20,
years,
25 years, whatever it
you
is.
know,
He's been fighting for
mastering a punch.
Yeah.
6 punches, mastering 6 punches for the last 20 years. Have you mastered anything for the last 20 years? Besides, maybe masturbated. I don't know.
Look at this guy. This
Like,
guy's
have
slick.
you mastered anything for the last 20 years? He's mastered the last 20 years 6 punches and movement
Mhm.
in every kind of functional way,
Yeah.
right? He's absorbed those punches from people in multiple weight classes. He sparred the best people. He's
Yeah.
fought the
also
best people.
dedicated their lives to
Who have
mastering the same
also-
6 punches.
Exactly.
Who have
Which is
also
like, in MMA,
That's-
And you're
it's
gonna-
hard to master anything.
And you're telling me this man is going to fight an MMA fighter. So
Yeah.
I say it's a brilliant comedy, and I love you for that. And I respect him because he's opening up more industry for MMA fighters to come
Mhm.
across and fight boxers because,
Yeah.
truthfully, there are not too many great boxers anymore. So
I
that's my
would-
opinion.
To be honest, I would like to see. I hope, in a sense, this opens more doors to see more like crossover fights. I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
That's
want to
what
see.
he's
Yeah,
doing.
like you said, I don't want
It's
to
the
see.
birth of crossover fights.
I don't want to
'cause-
see comedies, but I do want to see more fighters like who seriously
But
train.
it's kind of pointless. It's like crossover from what? Like if you're going like MMA to boxing, you're gonna get the same results all day long.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get the same results.
You know,
Yeah.
So it's like
Well, you never know. I mean, if guys, and this was my opinion. This was what I was gonna tell you before the show, actually, Ray. But my feeling on the fight is that I don't think the fight is as comical as the build up to it. Because if you take the best guy in mixed martial arts, I totally understand why you'd say, okay, this guy, like, even if you're just selling, even if you don't believe it, I can understand why, as a promoter, manager, whatever, you would tell people, hey, like, this guy can actually beat him. Like, I totally understand if he's the best guy, not some slouch in the middle division, whatever.
Right.
I could totally understand it. My issue is that now they're selling you this idea that literally, like, all these TV shows, because again, you get a lot of these people who don't really know what they're talking about. They're selling you on this idea that Conor's actually got a chance beyond a puncher's chance.
Right.
Like, that's really the only chance he has in this fight.
Yeah,
Right.
it's true.
And I feel the build is more comical than the fight itself because, as we all know, there are boxers who have, boxed their whole entire life, who fought, Mayweather or any great boxer, and they just have a puncher's chance. So to me, that's common. But this idea that Conor's going to be a better boxer, he's going to have better movement, whatever, like, he's going to bring all this awkward MMA stuff to the ring.
They've watched The Matrix.
That's
so
just-
they think
But the
that
thing is-
someone's gonna go like download kung fu.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna know boxing.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work like that.
And the
No.
fight is it's so easy to sell because you're
Mhm.
basically playing on people's like emotions and
Yeah.
It's white versus
But-
black. That's how
right,
everyone's
racial,
gonna see it.
their hate for Mayweather
Yeah.
or love for Mayweather,
Mhm.
or their
Love
hate
for
for McGregor
MMA.
or love for McGregor.
Yeah.
So it's it's easy to sell, but I mean, like Ray said, you great fighters make for boring fights.
Mhm.
And another great example I like to use is like kind of recent, which is Canelo Alvarez versus Chavez Jr.
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
Yeah. So I went to the gym the next day. A lot of people were like, "Oh my god, the fight was so boring.
Yeah.
I hated it, and I wasted my money, and I bought it." And I was like, "I thought it was beautiful. I watched it 5 times."
Yeah.
And people like, "What? You're crazy." But it's like for a fighter to make a fight boring,
Uh-huh.
that takes a lot of work. So
Mhm.
it looks boring to like the average like viewer, right?
is
or
true.
even to some fighters, like yeah, it
Mhm.
was boring, but you don't understand like why Chavez is not punching. Everyone's like,
Mhm.
Chavez is not punching because if he keeps punching, he's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
Like Canelo wants him to punch more.
Yeah.
All right, that's why he's not punching. So it's like it's just a lot of people just don't get that. It's the same way people
Oh.
don't get that McGregor has like it's like a Maury pregnancy test,
Yeah.
right? Mayweather has 99.9999997 percentage chance of winning, and
Yeah.
McGregor's like that.
That's
And
small
the baby
little
was-
percentage.
And the baby was wearing your hat. So
Like-
you're the father.
Yeah,
And it's just-
exactly.
right. It's
Look,
like yeah.
the nose is the same. Look at those eyes. Like,
Right,
they,
It's
they
like
find every little characteristic to.
Oh, he got the left hand. If
Yeah.
he touches him with the left hand, it's like look, no one. Mayweather had what 49, 48 professional boxing matches, and
49. A bunch more amateur, probably.
when he did get touched with the left hand, he didn't go down from professional fighters like
No.
Zabzuda, right?
Well, he
Yeah.
can
And-
fight off of either side.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him switch it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
He could do
Outside of
he could
just
do a lot of things.
outside of
in
just
there.
like you
Master
said, the
fight.
puncher's chance. Outside of just it being a fight and
Mhm.
anything can happen in the fight. Yes, Mayweather could slip on a banana peel and end up running
Yeah.
to a left hand and go down.
all right.
But zero.
Oh, go ahead, Ray.
zero,
you know
zero,
what?
zero,
You know what?
zero,
I'll
chance.
play devil's advocate for a second.
Oh, here we
right?
go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Right?
we
So,
need
alright.
we need a devil's
Yeah,
advocate here.
all right,
So.
so because martial arts is my base, right?
Mhm.
I think that's the base of boxing as well, right?
Mhm.
Martial arts. It's
Yeah.
like MMA,
Absolutely.
It
mixed
is a
martial art.
absolutely.
It's a martial art, right? It's a combative sport. I'd say that, whenever you fight someone or spar someone that is not a trained fighter
Mm-hmm.
or is not like a perfectionist like yourself, you're gonna get some punches. So I think he's
Yeah.
gonna get hit for
Yeah.
sure because he's gonna be throwing punches that he's never
It's
had
so
to block
awkward,
before.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's awkward. His timing's off, right? Because
Yeah.
it's a different sport he's coming from. So that's gonna
Mhm.
always make for a better fight
Yeah.
to watch. If you want to be entertained, this is going to be an entertaining bout, no doubt, because he's going to throw at a different timing,
Yeah.
which might get in. It's like when he fought Maidana. Who punches like this? It's a
Exactly,
reverse uppercut,
yeah.
right? So we've seen Floyd be vulnerable to this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Maidana probably has a martial arts background,
Yeah.
and that's why he was landing punches. Now, what is he going to do with someone fit that can keep up and throw at a different timing at different angles.
Mhm.
How is that going to play out for McGregor? We'll see. But I think overall, Floyd's footwork, which he hardly uses in his
Mhm.
bouts, because if he did, you would really think he runs,
Yeah.
right? If you think he
exactly.
runs now, he's not running, people. He's playing around.
It's called science.
I mean, before you even learn to throw a punch or a kick, you learn footwork.
Right.
So it's footwork that he's doing.
Yeah.
People, it's not running, and he doesn't run in his fights.
I
if
mean,
you
we
watch.
actually
No, he really
we
doesn't
actually
run.
saw we actually
No.
saw
he has, and he's
we actually
he's
saw
playing
Conor McGregor literally run from Nate Diaz in
Yeah.
their second fight.
So-
That is what you would
That's
call
the
run.
thing.
Like
We just saw
literally
him
turn
running
his
in a
back and
pool.
run away.
We
And
just saw him
what's
running
also,
in the pool.
What's also funny about that is that some people try to make the point that like McGregor and some of his fans, oh well he tapped out, but he was a better boxer or whatever. And I'm like, well, Nate was punching him before, the choke. He took him down because he was getting punched.
Nate
That's
Diaz
why.
we're talking
Yes.
about right now, right?
Yeah.
So
Nate Diaz fight.
Nate Diaz is probably the most mobile punching bag I've ever seen in my life. So if you want to talk about boxing with Nate Diaz, I don't think we're really talking about much. He's
No,
not a
you
great
can't.
boxer.
You can't compare.
He's not a great boxer at all.
No,
and he eats
and-
a lot of punches.
And
He's
Conor
really-
got hit by him
and Conor got hit by him.
multiple times.
So now if we're
So-
talking about a Floyd Mayweather that knows how to throw a punch, who has
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
And
the
even like,
Michelin star,
even
and
like the skills that you
punching.
can't teach, right? Like if you watch the Maidana fight and it looks like Mayweather's getting overwhelmed with the
Yeah.
barrage of punches from weird angles, but he has a poise you can't teach. Poise, demeanor.
Mhm.
So even though McGregor might like the timing's gonna be different, it's gonna look different. It's
It'll look a
gonna be
little
weird,
awkward, all that.
but Mayweather's gonna adjust. Right?
Yeah, he'll
like he does in
figure it
every
out.
fight.
That's a
He'd
good
always
point.
adjust.
That's a
right?
good point.
So he's always gonna adjust. He'll never let you know he's confused. So he's gonna be poised. His demeanor's always gonna show, like I'm okay.
yeah.
the confidence,
So-
and
Right,
I think
exactly.
the only
So-
time you have seen him injured, he has never run, because that's the worst thing you can do, right?
He actually goes
as,
closer.
as create your space, because you don't want to create the space for them to attack more and
Yeah.
charge more and eat more punches, especially if you're dazed.
Mhm.
So Mayweather knows how to be
Oh,
in
that dri-
trouble.
By the way, that drives me crazy when somebody's hurt and they start running. It's like, no, don't run. You
Right.
hold on,
Like,
stay
just making
close.
more space.
No,
again.
no,
It's
don't
like-
even don't even hold on.
Like-
Even holding on is a bad idea. It's like really plug in, right? Jam the area and like maneuver
Yeah.
at an angular
the best you can.
distance.
Being
Like
dazed.
Not everybody could do that though.
yeah,
so.
but the natural
Being
instinct is
dazed.
to run, right?
Uh-huh.
So Floyd knows how to be hurt. Floyd knows how to be on top. He knows how to turn over his punches, which is the most important thing
Mhm.
that I think every fighter should know,
Yeah.
which they don't know. So if you hear a big pop, there's a good chance that they didn't turn over their punch and they're just hitting you with a lot of glove.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the other thing, right?
Soft part of the glove too.
It's Mayweather, right? Mayweather Productions, most likely.
Yeah.
Mayweather promotions.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna pick the ring size. I'm gonna pick the glove size. I'm gonna
Oh,
probably
yeah.
pick the ref
Everything.
sideways, right? So I'm setting it up so you're never gonna win anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm me, if I'm McGregor, I don't care anyway because I'm gonna get the biggest payday.
You get the
in my
biggest
life
payday.
just to lose.
That on his
I've
part.
lost.
That's
I've
essentially
lost for
that's
free.
essentially that's what we're gonna be watching. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna watch
the biggest payday.
McGregor show up,
yeah.
move around,
Mm-hmm.
lose, and get paid the most money he's ever got paid
And
for.
and
a
the
fight.
other thing that works in his
and that's
favor.
a win too.
The other thing that works in
Win,
McGregor's
win.
favor with this fight is that Floyd's had problems with his hands and everything, and he's not the biggest puncher that there is out there, obviously. If
Which
if
makes
he
him even
doesn't
better. Which makes him
if
better.
if he doesn't knock him out, Conor can take that after and be like, "Oh, I went 12 rounds with you. You didn't really hit me. You didn't really fight me." So you could almost feel like after the fight, if he doesn't knock him out or he doesn't really
It's
hurt
like
him,
some sort of
that
victory.
that's what they're gonna
Or
sell
like
you
Rocky
on.
Balboa.
Like,
for maybe a
I know I'm gonna
rematch.
lose, but
Yeah.
I just want to go the distance because he's never gone the distance.
Well, yeah,
But
yeah.
you gotta understand, Mayweather doesn't want to get hurt himself.
No.
He doesn't want to hurt Conor McGregor. I mean, look at the fight with Andre Berto. Like Mayweather has literally learned how to win a fight without hurting you or himself.
Yeah.
So he's doing himself a favor, you a favor, so you can fight another day. and you're getting paid the most money to fight
He's
him.
truly
Yeah.
a caring human being. You know,
He's
think about it, right?
So this is like,
if you want to say
you know
that,
how good you gotta be to
he's
accomplish
like a
all that?
quality human being. Think about it. Like
Well,
I just made you the most money that this guy didn't even make you.
Yeah.
In one night. I'm gonna beat you up, but I'm not gonna hurt you.
So I guess he cares more about his fellow fighters
He
than
does.
his
He
wives
does.
and
He
girlfriends and everything.
He cares about the sport because he's creating another industry of the sport.
Uh-huh.
He cares about
I had to throw that one
entertaining
in.
people.
You know what?
Right?
I watched a documentary of him going to jail leading up to that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the details, so I don't really want to get into it. But I don't know. I think that's all alleged stuff. I don't know. I don't
It's
know
all
details,
alleged,
but
and he didn't want to run his family through the mud
Mm-hmm.
because like if he would have done that, what kind of quality human being is he? Like
Yeah.
it's like family is family. I'm not gonna air them out on TV because it's just televised.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just do the 30 days, and get my street cred,
Yeah.
and get my graduation. He was working out in jail the whole time.
which is
Oh,
different,
sure.
though. It
And what
takes
is
someone-
jail for him anyway, right?
Also, the other people in jail are probably like, yo, Floyd Mayweather's in.
Yo, Floyd, what up,
They're probably
Floyd?
talking to him like every day and all
Give me
that.
a job when I'm out of here.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think
Yeah.
he was probably stressed out, man. You take a guy like Floyd, he's probably around at least 20 people every day. Does what he wants whenever he wants to do it. Right? Doesn't hear
Yeah.
no too often.
I don't think
So
he
to be
hears no. I
confined-
really don't think he hears no ever.
Right. So
To be
just
honest.
to
Yeah,
be
he
confined
does.
to
Yeah,
any
he does. Yeah, he does.
From
He
who?
do- Yeah, he does.
From who?
I would disagree with you. He hears no from his family. He hears no from his competitors. He hears no all the time.
Well, but there's a difference between there's a difference between somebody saying no and you actually taking that no to heart. So
I think he does. I think he does sometimes, and he's created a circle for himself where he can develop himself,
Mhm.
And I think with any intelligent businessman, fighter, you want people that are going to say no. So I would disagree. I think he has people that say no, that keep it real and raw with him, because he had that separation from his father for a long time.
Mhm.
So he has no in his life, but they're going to say yes to the things that you should say yes to. He's got a great team, and
obviously.
Yeah.
obviously,
Obviously.
and because and now he's creating a different industry
Mhm.
of entertainment, and he's fused, and I would say he was pretty much like the liquid Band-Aid of boxing, because boxing was like spread open,
Yeah.
right? It was about to bleed out and die to death. He's like kept it attached, like
Yeah,
Why-
yeah.
You
I
can't-
think he's showing fighters that like you don't have to die to like be successful in this business.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't
Well, I
have
don't
to,
think
like,
you should.
You don't have to Rocky Balboa it all the time.
Everyone that
Yeah,
he's beat
like,
up,
everyone doesn't
is
have
a
to do that.
superstar now.
No.
Everyone that he's
Yeah.
beat up, why are they still popular? Why do you even still want to see them fight after you've seen them like lose
It's
9
true.
rounds, 12 rounds?
No, I hear you.
One thing I do admire McGregor for though is creating this opportunity for himself. right?
Yeah.
So like he was able to create this opportunity for
Mhm.
himself, which is great. Like if I was McGregor, I would feel great.
Yeah.
You know, like I rose through the ranks in the UFC, beat up a couple credible people. I ran my mouth a lot. I made the most money. He gained all this leverage for himself.
Yeah.
He put himself in this opportunity.
Yeah.
So
It's a
like
blend
make
of
no
science,
mistakes.
the
Like
sport.
like
I will
he's-
say one thing
he's,
about that is that I think he did do a lot himself,
marketing
and-
geniuses.
and he did do it.
he did more
he-
than what the UFC did for him.
We
Like,
also, but
they
we
just
also,
offer him a platform.
we also
Of course.
can't.
Yeah, they gave him the mic.
But
Yeah.
we also they gave him the mic, but
Do
we
it.
also can't deny though he did get a bit lucky in the sense that almost everybody else in the UFC that was built up to be their next superstar either injured, out because of some legal issue,
There was some blocking
or
too.
lost.
There was some blocking
So-
too, because take for instance Frankie Edgar, who can beat the,
Yeah,
the,
Who they're shelving.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, he should be champ,
Yeah.
but he won't get the shot with McGregor.
no,
'Cause then-
strategic matchmaking on their
Yeah,
part.
it's like
they
how
were
can I maximize this
which
money?
also happens in boxing.
which is
all the time.
What exactly with Floyd and Pacquiao? You know,
Mhm.
if they would have fought each other earlier on, you would have never watched all those other fights. They created
Exactly. You
8
drag it.
more fights.
You drag it out as long
Yeah.
as you can.
and then like you fought that person, now I fight this person. Then you're like, oh wow, like he did pretty well
yeah,
against him.
a good
Played his
example of
butt
like the
more. It's
politics.
brilliant.
I hate to pick on him, but like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like I don't. He didn't really have an amateur career.
No.
Right. He kind of just.
Oh, he's living through his father's
just-
name.
that's-
He's living
So
the
Yeah.
Vidal
he was like able to go pro, and even though it's
life.
very common in boxing, you know, to have like these fights that you're supposed
Yeah.
to win, but it's supposed to make you better.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he eventually got to a level like he can't beat really like any grade A
No,
opponent.
he's never gonna be like top 5 guys.
Right.
He might be he could be like
But he
6
keeps
and
getting
below.
he keeps getting like wonderful opportunities.
I remember when he first came out on the
It's
scene.
amazing.
He was like main eventing like not like HBO pay-per-views, but he was like main eventing his own pay-per-views. And I'm like, who is this guy? He's
Yeah.
fighting bums. He's not, he's
and
not.
WBC's like based
I
in Mexico.
Yeah.
And they love him and they love his dad. So it's just
Yeah.
like it's like he is WBC kind of.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say about us? Like as fans of combative sports,
Mhm.
and, as human beings,
Yeah.
that we can collectively invest in trash.
Yeah, I know.
Even though it's trash, it's sold as trash, it's hyped as trash,
I know.
and then we still bought it anyway and we watched it.
It's
but
weird because
we could have like solved hunger
I'll say,
on August 29th.
I'll say
It's
this
just the
much.
pressure from society.
The
like everything
the
else.
press tour that they did for Mayweather and McGregor, I remember I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. Who cares?
You watched
Then all of a sudden, like I heard about the first one, and I'm like, oh, all right, I might as well watch the second one.
I watched,
And
I watched one, and then when I found out I was getting the opportunity to come here on
Yeah.
your show, I was like, nah, I gotta watch.
now
it,
you
man.
gotta watch them, yeah.
But then I gotta know what's going on.
Here's the other thing, right? So like, if he's like orchestrating this whole thing where he's
Who, Mayweather?
Yeah, Mayweather, and he's like he's making you interested in things that you don't even care about or you shouldn't
Mhm.
care about. It's like, when are we gonna like figure it out and be like, let's do something better with our money?
I don't think
think-
people will ever, because there'll always be. I think in anything, as much as we like to say that things are gonna change, I think there's always gonna be like a piece of whatever audience that's
That's
always
the boring stuff, right?
gonna gravitate.
That's the boring stuff. Like we could all pool our money together, put in 10, 50, $100, and be like, no, let's feed all the homeless people in
Yeah.
our community this
Or
week.
let's create an
on
infrastructure
Friday.
where they can feed themselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's too boring.
Yeah, people
Like,
don't
people
want to.
like-
People don't want
people
to.
think-
We'd
people think like,
rather
oh,
watch a fight on a
forget those
Saturday night,
guys.
even
Right.
though we know who's gonna win,
Yeah,
and spend $200.
It's just more fun.
it's just the way the world is, unfortunately. But let me
Well,
ask
I
you
think
another
that's
thing.
because like a lot of people aren't inspired, right? Most people are not really doing what they love to do with their lives. They're kind of stuck.
That's
They're
true.
kind of stuck at some job, or they're not really working
This is their
on a
Th-
career.
It's their
So
their
this is
escape, their
time,
getaway.
right? So it's like
Yeah,
when I get my time, I don't want to help feed someone. Like I'm doing something I don't even like to feed myself. I suggest
exactly.
you do the same
So
thing.
that's how people think.
That's the
Yeah.
thinking behind it. And I feel like if there was more people like really doing what they want to do with their lives,
Mhm.
and not being sucked into what they think they need to have,
Yeah.
what they think they want to have, and
Mhm.
it kind of just like more free. Like
Yeah.
things will come about like more naturally, like more free, right?
It makes a lot of sense.
Because
you know.
we could actually kind of like eliminate paper money and just go back to like the barter system, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I
hey,
don't
you
know.
grow tomatoes?
Think
Cool, I got bananas.
People,
You know,
I think people love their paper money though. So
right.
So
I mean, that's how
Switch
it's
sides.
supposed to be,
We're
right?
switching to plastic throughout the world. Plastic credit,
hmm
digital.
yeah. So there's one other thing that I want to ask before we move on from this, but Paulie Malignaggi was sparring with Conor McGregor.
Yes, I'm well versed. Go ahead.
So he's apparently quit training
Yeah.
with McGregor for the
He
fight
left
because
the fight camp.
McGregor's I don't know exactly
According
who
to
released
Twitter.
it, but
What
somebody released pictures. Oh, you didn't know about this? So somebody had released pictures of them sparring, and it like Paulie was like on his back and like he's getting hit with punches and everything like that. So Paulie responded on Twitter and was talking about how, oh, why are you guys doing this BS? Like I flew like 12 hours or whatever to get there. I was tired, all this stuff. Post the full 12 rounds and we'll show you, because nobody posted the full training session. They literally just posted a couple photos or whatever. So he's like, post the full video, and he was like, I know there are cameras
This
all
is so
throughout.
McGregor. This
You're
is so
recording.
McGregor.
I think personally, now this is just my belief. I like conspiracy theories, I don't like swear by them, but I do like a good one. I think
They're
that
cool.
this was set up by Showtime Sports because McGregor had called Espinosa, the president of Showtime Sports, a weasel at one of the press conferences. And I think either that was set up or they're getting back at, whoever by sending Paulie in and then saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna bounce on your training or whatever." I think it's all set up
Well,
to create like
well,
intrigue.
Paulie said he
like-
wouldn't even now. Like he didn't expose anything like any like weaknesses or strengths.
No,
like,
I
he
heard
didn't
it-
really like talk about the tactics.
And
of-
I heard
of-
an
of-
interview where he said, if I go into a camp to help somebody, I'm not gonna reveal like any, plans that they have, any
Yeah, you get
strategies.
sued.
Right.
Yeah, so
But
sure he
basically,
signed
I don't know if
something.
it's like McGregor's team or Showtime or whoever, but they're leveraging. So like Paulie probably slipped and fell, right, or got pushed. He's
probably
not
got
getting up.
pushed.
And it's just a picture of Conor standing up. So
Yeah.
it's just like they're just leveraging it. Like, look, I'm knocking motherfucker.
I just find it. I just find it weird that
It's good
Paulie.
PR, right?
It's
Hold-
great.
hold, let me. I
I'm
just
talking
find it
about right
weird
now.
that Paulie is the announcer. Like he's like one of the lead announcers for Showtime Boxing,
Right.
and he happened to be training with Conor. It's just a little.
Actually, doesn't make sense because Paulie Malignaggi is like smaller than me.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor is like 6 feet tall
Mhm.
and walks around like 175.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I
how much help
I,
are you really gonna be anyway?
I found it kind of weird. It was almost like someone said, "Paulie, go spar with this guy." Like,
Well, that's what happened. And I'm
Well-
sure he was offered a nice
Well,
piece of.
Yeah.
who cares about the sparring partners anyway, right?
nobody
Because-
really should.
Yeah, because when you step in the ring, you're not fighting the sparring partner,
I know.
right? And to me, Paulie Malignaggi is not that great of a fighter to begin with.
No.
He's worked his way up through the ranks.
I think he overachieved,
But
to be honest.
I've like seen
Yeah,
him.
No
on
hate, Paulie. I like
Showtime
I like
with a-
listening to you on
with
Showtime,
a ring around
you
his
know,
eye.
but
I like Paulie's.
Like come on,
Love you,
man.
Paulie.
Like who
Yeah.
cares what you say if you got that ring right there? You
Yeah.
know, like come on, man. We don't want to hear
It's
about how
just-
you don't move your head.
yeah.
You know? That's fine.
That Sean
but
Porter
at,
fight.
but-
Sheesh.
but at the same time,
I don't know if you saw that Sean
at the
Porter
same
fight.
time, McGregor's not fighting him, so
Mhm.
it doesn't matter who they spar with. You know?
It shouldn't matter, no.
It's like what is your technique? What is your strategy? How do you adapt to this force that you're about to come up with? Because all right, outside of the whole structure, the Mayweather structure, then you have the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Are the fans going to charge you up, or are they going to make you nervous?
Yeah.
Is this huge spectacle that you think you're familiar with? Is it going to be overwhelming?
That's
But
what's gonna be insane. The fans.
the
Like,
fans.
I got
Yeah.
friends that are like, hey, let's go out to here and watch it. And I'm like, look, I'm not really trying to be in a public place because this is gonna get crazy.
You ever
Yeah.
been
Like this is
listen-
basically gonna be like white versus black.
Listen, and it all it's so
and
funny.
McGregor's Irish.
It depends.
Yeah,
From
so
Ireland.
people are gonna be drunk. up
I
in there.
I normally go out for
I think
fights,
Mexicans get drunk.
and like I normally go to bars or whatever. And I'll tell you something right now. Like I went to one bar like a couple years ago for Mayweather, and it was all. I mean, you can imagine there was a lot of African American people, and they were all like diehard for him.
African-American.
I've been, yeah, I'm gonna say, hey.
Like it's
Um,
just changed. Like it's
yeah.
That's
so
very political.
and so I went to a bar a couple times for a McGregor fight, and I'm telling you, with all the Irish people that were in those bars,
Aye.
when
What do you mean,
McGregor,
Irish.
when you know what I mean,
I don't know what
Irish,
You mean.
you know, those white
I
people.
don't like how you're talking about me.
This guy with his Irish accent. But when I was at the bar, they went crazy. Like I was there for the second. I was at a bar for the second. Actually, for both Nate Diaz fights. And when he beat Nate Diaz the second time, there were guys jumping on tables on the bar, everything like that. That was crazy. Like the Irish people love
I
Conor.
wouldn't even want to go see the fight live. It's gonna be in Vegas.
It's such a
Yeah,
cool
Vegas.
I
name,
wouldn't even
right?
want to go. It's gonna be.
Listen to his name.
Conor McGregor.
Come on, really?
Yeah, he's,
Ireland.
Your name is that? Like that's
he's
know,
very
like when-
Irish.
when like
His tattoos,
celebrities
like,
or
he looks like
actors
something out of
make
Game
it.
of Thrones.
Even
you
though I
know,
hate the chest tattoos. People gotta
Game
stop
of
with
Thrones
those.
in it right now.
Actors make it in the game because of their fake name, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got that's his legit name.
That's a solid name.
It's branding before you even got branded. So you got to take advantage of it, and he's doing a great job. I almost want to believe that he will win, and
Here we go. No.
There is no way that he will win.
No.
Right?
No,
Right,
the only
because-
chance of him winning is being an MMA match.
Yeah, unless he
Yeah.
throws a kick, that's the only way.
To
he's
me-
l-
to
Or
knocking
a
out Floyd
kickboxing
Mayweather.
match.
If
No
this
one
fight
said
was if this fight was in an MMA cage,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mayweather.
Floyd is done.
completely different.
That's why
I
he would
think he's not
never
even-
do that.
Of course not.
Yeah.
he would never do that because
Mhm.
he's been invited many times. I feel like even people lighter than him would yoke him up.
Yeah. I
Like-
I agree.
Like the
Absolutely,
lightest
absolutely.
female weight class would yoke him up.
I agree. Chris Cyborg.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Cyborg would make him tap.
Like
He would never throw a punch again. you
there
know?
are men in the UFC that wouldn't. They don't even want to spar with Cyborg right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to. Actually, I probably
Jeez.
would want to spar with Cyborg.
But
You could spar,
this
yeah.
is boxing,
Maybe not a
right?
fight, but you know.
But this is boxing, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk about boxing. Let's do the matchup, right? When you do the matchup,
Mhm.
it's a waste of
I-
time.
I don't think he's gonna land a punch, a solid punch. There's gonna be-
Solid,
See,
solid
The
is
great thing about
is
this, I
the
think
key.
Ray and I were talking about this earlier. Is like for them personally, right?
Uh-huh.
There's a great opportunity.
personal growth.
They can make it's personal growth.
Personal growth.
Financially, they're about to like, right? So
Mhm.
now they'll have like. So now, it's about like what they plan on doing after the fight.
Yeah, that's the
Which
intrigue.
is really
that's
like
the
none
intrigue for
about
me.
business, but it's
How do you
like
contribute and
if you make
redevelop with
$500
this
million,
fight? I
like
think this might
there
be
gotta
one
be
of
an
the
idea
biggest
of-
fights. I mean,
Absolutely.
well,
I
it's
think
gonna
it should
the
be.
biggest,
It
right.
should be bigger to me, bigger than Pacquiao Mayweather.
Well, think about this.
You have all the MMA fans. You have all
All
the
the boxing fans. Think about this. Before this fight was announced, the big fight of the year was supposed to be Canelo and Triple G. Who's talking about that
That's
fight?
but that's kind of sad. Like that actually kind
It-
of makes me sad because
I know.
now you have
That's
you
a bad
have
fight,
you have
too.
a you have a you have a you have a. Actually, let's talk about that because I got Canelo knocking Triple G out in like the 11th or 12th round.
You crazy.
No,
Oh
yeah,
wait,
that's
we
happening.
got
Crazy.
opposing
That's
views
happening.
here.
That's happening.
Oh wait a
That's
second.
happening.
You must be crazy.
That's
We got
happening.
opposing
Dude.
views,
All right,
really.
That's
All right.
happening.
First of all, Canelo.
I didn't expect to talk about this fight, but let's go.
His weakness, his opening is the hook, right? The counter hook,
Mhm.
the attack hook. One of Triple G's best punches is
Yeah.
just that. Canelo does not guard well.
No.
He leads with his head. He leads with his body. His footwork is not that great.
Mhm.
It's very underrated. I
Yeah.
think it's very underrated. I think his footwork's efficient.
I think it was I would think it was exposed when he fought Mayweather. You know, he doesn't have good functional
wait.
movement.
Well, let's
fought
subtract.
Mayweather,
Let's
though.
When he
subtract
fought
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Let's
When he-
subtract
No,
Mayweather.
Mayweather,
from-
Mayweather's his only loss.
All right, so we'll subtract Mayweather.
That's
for a
almost
second.
not fair. Bro.
I'm just saying, like the velocity of Triple G's punches, the velocity,
Uh-huh.
right? The speed, the timing,
Yeah.
his relaxation is probably the most interesting thing to me because he strikes so heavy, so hard, but yet he's still so relaxed
Yeah.
and he has great footwork
and
and
there's power in his jab.
and there's power in his jab.
Like
That is
that
true.
is very dangerous.
when you watch
right?
Triple G, just like when it lands, you can tell it just thumps.
dude.
Like, the opponent's like, I got like 2 more of those.
Yeah.
and
Is-
then I'm done.
yeah. So I mean,
But
you got someone
I
that
think
knocks
Canelo.
out off of.
I think Canelo is sharper than Triple G.
Uh-huh.
I think Triple G's defense has been exposed, and Triple G, in my opinion, hasn't really fought anyone worth even talking.
Yeah, that's gonna be the interesting
So,
thing to see.
I think absolutely.
He's
Um,
put
I think-
good fighters to bed. He's Jay Holloway'd so many
well,
great fighters.
what did he do with Danny Jacobs?
Exactly. Had it like that fight could have went either way. Now,
Ooh.
if Danny Jacobs would have won, no one would have argued it, right? And if
Yeah,
Triple
nobody
G
would've
won,
argued
no
it.
one argued it because that fight was so close. So I thought it could have went either way. I wasn't mad. Like the way
Yeah.
they called it.
Canelo's
but-
gonna eat it.
Just getting back to,
He's gonna
um,
eat it.
I think Canelo's the sharper puncher. I think Canelo throws more volume, which is going to be a
Uh-huh.
problem for Triple G.
Yeah.
Because Triple G doesn't really throw volume. His defense is it's not really that good.
Mhm.
So I think Canelo might have a problem because he likes to stay in the pocket, and Triple
Yeah.
G's problem, his power.
Uh-oh.
If he
Prom-
stays in
Ray
the
feels like
pocket,
you're
but
proving his point.
he will be
But
pocketed.
but I think Canelo's footwork is very underrated. I think it's really efficient,
Yeah.
and I think
his in between movement, yes,
and he's
right.
and
so
he's
he
tough
moves,
and he's tough
he
as
moves
nails.
well, right?
He's tough
Just
as
passionate.
nails.
You guys are passionate
Listen,
on
listen,
both
He's
sides.
tough as nails, and I'm telling you, if this goes late, if this
Right.
fight goes past 10 rounds and get the championship rounds,
Ah.
there's a huge possibility that
Yeah.
Canelo will knock him out in the 11th or 12th round.
No way. No way possible.
No way.
He's not getting knocked out. Second thing is, if he remains in the pocket, he will die. Right? You don't want to take those punches. He will
Not
die.
against Canelo, dude. I seen Canelo. Canelo has been.
He's not gonna stay in the pocket.
Canelo has been in very, very tough fights. Like his road to this point has not been easy at all.
No.
Like he's been in wars,
He's-
and he breaks people down the entire
'Cause
fight.
he
And
bullies
guys,
them.
Yeah.
and
Because
guys
he's-
tend
they're
and his
usually not in it.
combinations, but his combinations, he goes head, body, head.
They're usually not in his weight class. Let's be clear about that.
Ray does have a point there.
They're usually not in his weight class. And
Does have a
let's,
big-
let's
Canelo's
be
going
good.
up, right? Triple
Let's-
G's the bigger guy. Like everything's
Yeah.
like the cards are
Even
stacked
more of a
against
reason for
Canelo.
him to die.
I think he's gonna flourish. I think he's gonna flourish.
Dude,
I
you're
think
going
I
up
really think he's gonna flourish.
to a weight class that you've never been before, and a guy moves just as well,
No,
if
I don't
not
think
better.
so. No,
I think
don't
Canelo,
so.
Canelo's movement outside of, like, all right, so his head movement and stuff
Mhm.
like that, not great. His footwork, great,
Yeah.
leading into and out of a situation. Usually when he leads into a situation, he doesn't remove himself out of it.
True.
That's where he's going to get caught, and that's where I think he's going to lose.
This for me, it comes down to I think Canelo is
Yeah.
going to.
You know?
I think Triple G is gonna.
Finishes well.
I think Triple G is gonna feel more power than he expected from Canelo, and that's gonna demand respect from Canelo.
I love every time
And
you make a point.
that's
Ray's
go-
face
and that's
is like,
gonna- and I'm telling you, and that's gonna slow. It's gonna make Triple G hesitate, and he's not gonna
Yeah.
throw as many punches as he wants to.
what
And
thing that I'm intrigued-
See this. Look at this bounce here, right?
the one thing
Bounce.
that
Mm.
the one thing that I have to say.
not throwing back. This dude's
Yeah.
defeated already. He's
Because
like, "Get
he's
me outta
feeling
here. I'm
those
going home."
punches.
He's
The
like, "I'm
one
going
thing that I
home."
will say about this
And that
fight
dude's
that
a bum.
the-
Who is this guy?
the thing
What's
that
his name?
intrigues
What's his name,
me.
right?
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? Triple G hasn't fought anyone worth mentioning.
The one
Like,
thing that
Canelo
doesn't
fights everyone.
the thing that does intrigue me
Conor,
about
he
this
fought-
fight a lot is that, Triple G has been the overwhelming favorite in almost all of his fights. I can't think of any fight where he's not been an overwhelming
Name one of his
favorite.
opponents, please.
So Danny Jacobs.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There we go. So, the
Which is
interesting thing
closest
to
fight,
me
his
is going to
biggest
be
test.
what happens in this fight when he's
Another
got to face it coming back at him. That's going to be the interesting thing because I don't think a lot of guys have. I think a lot of guys have been beaten before they stepped into the ring. So to me, like if Canelo's not beaten before he steps into the ring,
He's
this is
not.
by far going to be Triple G's toughest fight.
Yeah.
And
I
sometimes
would agree with that.
Sometimes also, I think that when you knock guys out and it's easy for you, like they were always making the case that in some of his fights, he was, taking it easy because he wanted to look vulnerable so other fighters. I don't buy that. I don't buy that argument. Or why would you want to look vulnerable and take punches? You want to finish the guy. You're going to get paid regardless.
Well, I think he was just assessing, and then like usually what some fighters do, especially the good ones, the very good ones, the great ones, they'll take like a few rounds to see what's
Oh,
going
well, that's
on
different. That's
before they
different.
turn it on. And I think that's just what he does. I think he's like, all right, let me see what's going on with this guy.
Yeah.
Then he's like, all right, I know what's going on with
Because
this guy.
you
Let
don't
me go to work.
know, right?
Exactly.
Right? You can train, you can do this film work, you can study, but then it's different when it's you. You don't know.
But look
So
at
there's
the,
that
look,
don't
the,
know
Ja- the
factor.
Danny Jacobs fight. Like Danny Jacobs was a credible opponent, and
Yeah.
look, that fight literally could have went either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think Canelo's gonna bring a little more than Danny Jacobs, and Danny Jacobs did a great job. I'm not taking anything
Yeah.
away from Danny Jacobs. Like he
He fought the fight of his life that night. I thought he
and that was the
really
second.
good.
That was the
Look,
second fight of
see
his
that body
life, right?
shot?
Yeah.
He had the cancer.
Body
Yeah, I know,
shots,
second fight.
right? That's what Canelo doesn't throw.
which is key.
Doesn't throw
I think he throws plenty-
aggressively,
plenty
right?
of
He
good
lands.
shots.
The shots sound incredible.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right, this is what I'm talking about, right? Mexican fighters, for the most part, when I watch your fights, you don't turn over your punches. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
You hating on the
Right.
Mexican fighters? No.
I'm not-
All Mexicans.
I'm just saying.
He said
when-
Mexican
when-
fighters.
when
You guys don't turn over your
all
punches.
you Mexicans. I just got really Trump
He
like.
hates
Yeah,
the
yeah, very
flag.
true.
All you Mexicans
what's
don't
next?
turn over your punches.
What's next? You're gonna say build the wall, keep them all out?
turn your punches over.
The Mexican fighters, they don't turn
your
over their punches.
over,
They
and
don't.
then I'll believe that it hurts, right? Turn your punch over, then I believe that it hurts, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can't just make sound. I know what a punch looks like, right? I know what
Yeah.
a punch that lands well looks like. He throws punches that land well. He turns over his punches.
Mm-hmm.
He has they have
Oh.
similar matchup with footwork. I would say Triple G
Yeah.
has a little bit better. He can take a punch.
Yeah.
He can give a punch, right? He's put people to sleep.
He
So-
can give a
Don't
punch.
get me wrong,
for
I'm not
sure.
taking anything away from
It's a
Triple
Jay
G. I
Holiday
think it's gonna be
music
a great
video.
fight.
No, I
That's
mean,
just-
Gonna
people-
put him
I'm
to
just
bed.
calling it. I'm
People
just
gotta
calling it-
remember-
I'm just calling
Bed.
Triple G's
Yeah,
demise in 11
when
for
you
12.
when you talk about a fight like this, just to
Night,
quickly
night.
before we move on, but
You ever go night night?
This is bum number
Everybody go
31.
night
This is bum 31.
Everybody go night night.
Bum 32.
he's taking a nap.
Listen.
He
that-
punched him as he was
He
going
used
to
to be
sleep.
in his
Look,
crib
look,
like that.
the guy's dying right
He
now.
used to be in his
Look,
crib.
He's dying right
Look at
now,
that. And
and he's
everybody
still
go
getting
night-night.
punched.
night night. Boom.
He's
Right
like,
there,
Rev,
you see that?
down.
He's like, Rev, please.
All right, so
Rev.
here's
I
the
go to
other
bed.
thing,
Fuck
right?
it, I'm gonna get pizza.
So like
Real
a
quick,
lot of
because I
the
want because
really quick, all the great fighters, in my opinion, they not only know how to turn over the punches, but they know striking areas, right? And there's
Mhm.
certain parts of the body that you cannot protect, and you will drop because your body has to react
True.
to it. It shuts down.
that is true.
So watch for those. So
Well,
it's not only
It's-
what they're throwing.
Last
Really quick, another-
last point on this.
Really
Well,
quick. Actually, I just wanted to there's another big fight no one's talking about.
which one?
The Vasily Lomachenko
Oh, that's sorry.
versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now they're not in the same weight class, but that needs to happen.
That should
Or
happen.
Guillermo Rigondeaux is.
They'll
he's kinda
probably
up there
they'll
in
probably
age.
milk it for a little while.
I mean, he's kind of 38 right now.
They can do
So
that.
We need to
Throw
let
this
this,
out,
but
man.
I want to see
But-
that fight.
Do you want to throw it up?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Keep it on the side because we're about to wrap
I'm
up.
sorry
So,
if I
Yeah.
mispronounced
Um,
anyone's name.
what else? So quickly, Jones Cormier. What did you guys think of that fight?
That was great.
Go ahead. You want to throw it out? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Throw it out. What'd you think, Will?
I thought it was great. I mean, I actually, I told a friend of mine, I was like, look, I think Jones gonna knock him out
Mm-hmm.
at some point, and he was like, really? And like, I was like, yeah. I mean, he beat him once already, and that was a tough fight.
Yeah.
But I just think he knows he could beat him a second time, and I also thought that all the pressure was on Cormier to have to beat him.
I agree
like
with
this
that.
is like he has to win,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought he was gonna just do something silly and eventually get caught.
I thought
And
he got.
That's kind of what happened. Like
I
he got
thought
a
he
little
was-
overconfident because he's doing really well, and then he got kicked.
he
in the
was he was punching him, and when he started taunting him
Yep.
and everything, I said, "Oh, come on, man, you still got 3 rounds to go.
head. Like he talked himself out of his
How-
own zone and focus.
How you gonna sit there and start doing that when you still got like you want to do that in round like even 4? I don't necessarily. I would never tell somebody to do that.
Maybe like
But
5 when you know you got it.
If
like
you
the
want to do
corner's
that
like,
in
"Alright,
round
this is
5,
yours."
go ahead. But you're doing that in round 2 with John Jones, and also, I thought to myself watching that fight
and I didn't see him respond either.
that yeah,
So
No,
like
he
Jones
didn't
was just
respond.
like
he was still
I'm still,
focused.
like,
He
right.
was still focused. And the other thing was if you watch the Alexander Gustafsson fight with John Jones, it followed that like same path almost. You know, Gustafsson was doing really well early in the fight, and then Jones came on the last couple rounds. I said he's gonna come on in these last 3 rounds.
right.
I didn't expect him to necessarily knock him out, but like I was like he's gonna come on strong, and this is gonna be if Cormier does win this, he's gonna have to win one. He's definitely gonna have to win one of the next 3 rounds. He can't like coast the rest of the way and just expect like people be like, oh, this was
Right.
great.
I was actually impressed with Cormier.
So,
like
he looked really
he looked
good.
sharp. He was landing. I was like, oh, Jones is good. Like he's in.
He
for-
looked
he's,
really
like,
good.
he's
I
gonna
thought
have
he-
a problem.
To a certain degree, maybe he was also taking advantage of Jones' rust because maybe Jones was trying to feel it out a little bit, and Cormier was aggressive and taking advantage of that. But I said to myself, round 3, Greg Jackson told him in the corner. He started talking to him about he's doing all this no and pointing his finger and everything. I said he gave him the right advice because he brought that up, and when Jones came out in that 3rd round, he was focused. And you could see it, and he started
Well,
landing and everything. I said
That's
he's
why I
in
think
trouble.
like John Jones's greatest attribute is problem solving and being able to relax. Like
Yeah.
that's why you can't really predict how he's gonna finish a fight, how it's gonna end. You don't know what he's finished fights with elbows. Like I mean,
all
any,
kinds of different ways.
exactly
Here's
because
a-
he's
here's
just
a-
problem solving in there.
Oh.
He's taking information and he's adapting and he's figuring it out.
I know.
So like as a fighter, you can't like that's where we all want to be,
I
right?
You
Like-
want that adaptability, right?
Right.
You want to not only feed from your coach that's seeing it from the outside, but you need to be your own coach. And those are the fighters that like
Oh, yeah.
really win.
Because once like I said, I've never been a fighter, but once you step in there, I mean, you can only hear so much because I'm sure there's a lot of noise.
Yeah, you just got punched in the air.
What?
You know, your ear is gonna be ringing and all that stuff. So
Come on in,
yeah.
Doug. Come on in. What are you trying to say?
Yeah,
What?
Wrapping it up.
What? wrap it up. All right, give me like we'll go like a little like 15 minutes and then. So it's all right. I want to get everything in with these guys.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is one of Jones's fights, but his toe kind of like.
Oh, was that which?
I mean,
toe was all
the
messed
bone
up.
broke
Like,
through the skin
yeah,
and-
like once you've
Who
had
was it? Was that over in St. Preux? Was that fight that he fought?
No, that was before that.
Yeah.
I think I forget.
Yeah.
I forget the opponent, but I think
But-
it's before.
But once
I remember seeing
you
that,
had
he
a
couldn't
Mortal
walk.
Kombat moment. I don't think he fears what happens in the MMA ring. His
No.
toe was not his anymore, and then they
That
kinda,
thing
like,
was
went in,
mangled. I remember
He
watching
kept
that.
Yeah.
fighting.
and he
with
kept
it.
fighting. So
Because he was limping and nobody
Think
really.
about that. Most people would be like, you know what?
I'm gonna
I'm
retire.
Going home.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go home.
I'm going home tonight.
I'm gonna
I'm out.
retire.
Right.
Right?
I'm
But
out.
nah, he's still in the game, and I think they have this like controversial disagreement with one another where they don't like each other. One is short, stocky, and powerful. The other
Yeah.
one is like very long and lanky, and
Mhm.
also very powerful and adaptable. So I think that's gonna play out well for him. I feel like he's been in enough situations where he can overcome Cormier, and this is just like another entertaining bout, which you can kind of predict what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
I Jones won.
Jones won.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that he left no ifs, ands, or buts about
No,
it. Like,
he-
there's nothing
'cause
to
he's-
talk about.
I
he's-
didn't even see it, people.
He said that. He told Frank Mir.
And I knew.
Yeah, Frank Mir did an interview where he was talking.
It came to me. It came to me.
Frank, I saw it. I picture it.
I woke up and I knew.
Frank
it.
Frank Mir did an interview where he was trying to tell Jones about this choke that he could use on Cormier, and Jones was like, "Well, yeah, if I use the choke or whatever, like it'll give him something that he can work on. But I need to like crush his soul. I need to like finish him, and like, cause he was like, if I crush him, he's not gonna want to fight me again. I would have won 2 times. I would have beat his ass, and he did just that. So that was a good fight. And quickly,
Smart. as
I
genius.
think that if Jones had not had to miss so much time, I think maybe we'd be talking about him a lot more than we'd be talking about McGregor. That's just my belief.
Of course.
The thing is,
because
he's
that
like he's
birthed
become like his
McGregor.
success is like a problem now because I looked at the light heavyweight division. The
There's
roster,
nobody.
No one.
I mean, the tie-in between all of this
No
is
one.
that Jones was actually talking about this before he got in trouble, about how he wanted to be more like Floyd Mayweather, and
Yeah.
he wanted to make the kind of money that he made, and
Yeah.
he introduced the whole notion of fighters, crossing over, and Mayweather is always like, even though he said sly things about UFC, and he's been working with them, and he's also
yeah.
he's
He's
also
always-
said, he's also said, because a few of my friends, they're champions,
Yeah.
he said that, like I've said this on camera, but like when you see him in person, he's like pretty cool with them because he respects fighters in general. And
Well,
the
even on the
process.
even on the press tour, he was always talking about how he liked Dana White and everything.
Yeah,
so
of
I'm sure that
course.
they've had business talks and everything.
Exactly.
So
So the overwhelming comment that I pulled from those interviews was that McGregor was cracking on his clothing, but then he was like but all the real bosses don't wear.
yeah,
We don't have to dress up.
You
Like
don't have to.
because we have the money.
It's so
right?
true. Like when
A
I was
t-shirt and
around it,
jeans.
like I've seen guys like talk about a lot of money
Mhm.
Flash
and like
all
when they
that.
had like holes in their hoodie. Like, I'm not joking.
Yeah,
Like a
it's
table
true.
like
You don't
this,
need
there's
all
like
that.
holes in their hoodie
Some
and
of the
like
richest people I know in this world, billionaires, I would not even know.
like it's like you want to look nice,
flashy.
but people who like try to look nice all the time.
No, it's just
like,
they
oh,
just
I'm-
dress for
I'm-
comfort,
I'm going to the store, but I gotta wear like a fancy
'cause
shirt and
look,
everything.
that also
like,
comes at added expense, right? It's like if you got to spend $100,000 a year on clothes, that's $100,000 a year
yeah,
minus. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
most
like
of that stuff is not comfortable
Yeah,
anyway.
right,
My-
right.
Random-
My Louis Vuittons
his suits are so
not
tailored. It's
comfortable.
like
random point. I'll say this much
Stupid stuff.
before we start wrapping up. I remember when Anthony Pettis won
Shots
the light
fired.
won the lightweight title, and Anthony Pettis, like before he was champion, he was kind of sweatsuits, all that. All of a sudden he became champion. This dude's wearing suits, everything like that, looking the part. But then he lost like his next 3-4 fights in a row or whatever. And I'm like, this dude let all this like fame and everything, and he
Get
thought that
some-
he had to
yeah.
change who he was. And I think it screwed up his fighting career.
Of
So
course, yeah.
Part of it,
I
yeah.
mean,
But-
you
people
have
forget
to-
you gotta be who you are.
you
man.
have
like,
to
especially if you
absorb that
become
mentality.
champion,
right?
Or you become wealthy.
Don't lose the
like,
focus.
Like, do
Mhm.
what you
Did
were
to get
doing. Right. Do what you
Yeah.
did to get there. Like, why are you gonna change? Why are you gonna change the recipe
Mm-hmm.
after you make the perfect dish?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
So, real quick,
It's not comfortable.
I won't go
one-
back to that restaurant.
one word, one word answer on John Jones. Next fight against Brock Lesnar, yes or no?
I'ma say yes
word.
because
You want a word.
just
Yes.
it has to be one word, right?
One word, yes or no? Because we're running short on time, so
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I want
I
to
think
see
so.
steroids versus,
It'll be yes.
another growth hormone, and
Yeah.
I wanna see that match off.
It's
I
not
wanna see-
fair, even
Black
with the weight
versus-
difference, right? Even
What? I
whatever.
don't know.
Brock Lesnar could be 100 pounds heavier.
I don't even
but
believe in the
we're
weight
basically
difference.
talking about
It's
someone.
character.
We're talking about someone who can fight versus someone who can't.
Yeah, Brock just overwhelms you, but I think Jones has the technique to be able to
Yeah.
beat him.
Yeah, I really
So-
don't think
It's
it's
just
like Mayweather McGregor all over again,
it's-
kind of.
But it'll sell.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's gonna sell.
And that's what John
So-
Jones
Got-
wants.
you
right?
got wrestling
Jones wants.
fans and MMA fans and
Yes.
people that are not watching boxing that
Who
day.
kno- you might get some boxing fans who
Mhm.
watch and say, "Oh, I saw McGregor. Maybe these guys are worth the shot."
Yeah.
You know.
The key is the haters, man. The haters, like,
I mean,
those are the
Floyd's
ones that
been
buy all
brilliant
the
about that.
tickets. You know,
Yeah.
like people
Yeah.
that like want
Exactly.
to see John Jones die or going
Exactly.
to
a
pay to see
Floyd
that.
quote: "They're gonna pay to see me win, and they're also gonna
Pay to see me lose. Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna still pay,
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
and he doesn't care.
Only sensitive. Only
if,
the
if
real
you read
sensitive
Muhammad Ali's
people.
book, like that's like I read the book, The Greatest. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
like that's what I took from the book. It's like people
Floyd
talk
read the
about
book?
probably. I think he read it like
And
5
They
times.
said he couldn't read, but yet the same
No,
person
he
that
has
you said
somebody
can't
read it to
read-
him.
Dude, people.
Person- he had audio,
this dri-
audiobook.
this just-
Audiobook.
This drive.
The same person, the same person that you said can't read is fooling all of you guys to watch his fight,
Dude.
and you're paying him.
It just
probably
this drives me a little bit
couple hundred
crazy
million.
because you'll like the average person be like, "How do you feel about Muhammad Ali?" I love Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
"Ah,
Like,
you
but
a
what
dummy."
they don't realize is like when Muhammad Ali was like coming up and becoming champion, no one loved him.
Yeah.
He only loved himself.
Yeah.
like his immediate the people around
I'm
him.
the
Like no
greatest.
one loved him. Like everyone
Yeah.
hated him. They were paying tickets and they were supporting his fights to see him die.
Yeah.
They were hoping he would die.
Yeah.
And now it's great that now everyone loves him, but it wasn't.
It's
always
kind of
like
it's
that.
kind of like also with like Mike Tyson and everything. Everybody's like, "Oh, I want to knock people out like Mike Tyson and everything." And I'm like, "Well, he knocked out a lot of like, middle of the road bum fighters and everything. But
Yeah.
when he faced all the great fighters
Man,
that he
Buster
did,
Douglas, I was like, oh, shit.
Oh no! Wait! Don't do that to Mike. You can't do that to Mike.
I'm gonna do
Well,
that
I
to
love
Mike.
Mike. So
hold on.
I'ma do that to Mike.
Mike would beat anyone when his mind was right.
oh,
right?
absolutely.
When he was
Okay.
on his path. So the reason why he lost to Buster Douglas was because of a few
It was
reasons.
minus Cus D'Amato, man. Like,
Well,
if he
you
was
know,
able to,
You got that Don King thing. You got Mike sleeping around in Japan for that
Yeah.
fight. You had Buster Douglas, whose mom just passed, so he had no fear in the world, and
Yeah.
he dedicated it towards his mom.
Uh-huh.
So you have all those elements there.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
drained
You got
fighter,
what? 21-year-old Mike with like
a drained
$18 million.
a drained fighter thinking yes, he is gonna fight another bum, so I don't even really have to train for this. I'm just gonna. He literally was having like 10 girls a day. He was saying.
That's true.
I feel like it might even have been 11.
Yeah, it could have been 11, 12 maybe. You never know.
But yeah, he took the loss. But Mike could have beat anyone. And
But we could
it's
say,
Mike.
but you could also say that about a lot of guys.
Well, Ali himself was just like, I wouldn't want to fight Mike Tyson.
you could say,
Have you
but
seen that interview?
but the thing is that he
So-
could have beat all those guys that he fought. But you can also make the case that maybe he wasn't mentally tough enough to beat them. Like when he
course not.
faced
No, clearly he
faced
wasn't.
somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly he
I think it's
course
two
not.
different arguments, ability wise and mentally, whether you're
Yeah,
you
when he was
know,
having
listen,
those fights,
when
he was
you-
messed up. in
when
the
you
head,
when you
right?
bite someone's ear off out of frustration,
Dude.
you were
Yeah.
not mentally prepared for
Hold
the
on,
fight.
hold
he
on.
took a
Alright,
huge
let's-
chunk.
Let's talk about that.
That's
But
really
we got to wrap it up real quick.
All
So
right, so have you ever taken a headbutt from Holyfield?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
If I did, I can't remember it
Yeah.
because I'm sure it would have
Yeah.
been.
You
effective.
don't even want to take one of those.
I love this. Rage gonna
Vers-
justify the air
versus
Please do it.
10 per round. Right? Did you see Rockman when his head swole up and he had the grapefruit on his head?
Had an alien growing out of
That-
his head.
yeah, so
Who
that was
who
from
hasn't seen
Holyfield.
that?
That was from Holyfield.
Yeah.
That was from him fighting Holyfield.
Oh yeah.
So Holyfield, that's his first punch. That's his second punch, right?
True.
So if you as a fighter is eating that
Speaking
all
of
day.
Holyfield,
If you're eating that all day, I'm gonna probably bite your ear off too, and then I'm not gonna spit it out. I'm gonna swallow it because I don't want you to re-sew it back.
Wow.
Because now we're not fighting, we're not boxing anymore. Now we're like you're being brutal.
oh look at the
Right?
ear.
He took a huge chunk out
Right?
of
Yeah.
his ear.
So I don't blame Mike for that.
And I bet he probably
Yeah.
didn't even mean to bite his
It's not
ear
about-
off. He probably just
no,
meant
no.
to bite him.
No. He meant to. No, Mike meant to
You
bite
talk-
the ear off
he
because
got-
he spit it out. He
It's
said,
true.
"Oh," and
That
once
is
you
true.
spit it out, you chose to spit it out
That's
and bite
true.
it off.
Dude,
That
what's the
is
thought
true.
process behind that?
Dude,
But,
you lose your mind because now we're not boxing, right? And
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen in the Floyd fight, right? Where
I don't
McGregor
think it
throws a
will.
kick.
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
But
Floyd
listen,
head movement too. He ain't
Yeah.
biting Floyd.
I could look.
And I've met Holyfield. I've met Mike. I met a lot of these fighters that we're talking about,
Yeah.
and they're all great guys. But there's sport, there's the respect for the sport, and then once you disrespect that, then you're disrespecting me as a person. You don't care about me
Yeah.
as a person.
Of
so
course.
I don't care about you anymore.
That's true.
And these are fighters at heart, right?
That is
And
true.
you're gonna see some crazy stuff.
There is some crazy stuff that happens. But listen, I could talk fighting with you guys all day.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, we got to move on real quick. Will, you had a little idea project that you want to get
Oh, yeah,
started on. So talk a
absolutely.
little bit about that before we
so
get
one
out
of my
here.
like super huge goals in life was always to like give back, especially
Mhm.
from the communities that I came from. So
Definitely.
I'm definitely trying to. Well, I'm going to. It's not a matter of
Well,
if,
he's
it's a
in the
matter of
process
when.
In the
of, right?
process.
In the
Yeah.
process of just starting some type of program for the youth in the
Mhm.
Lower East Side, just to give them.
That's where my dad is from, down on the Lower East
Awesome,
Side.
awesome.
So.
So the idea is just to give them like more opportunities, just through sports, because that's what I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I don't want to stop there. I think they're just kind of just exposed to basketball.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, but
No.
it's only basketball. Like
You want to
don't-
expose them to a lot of
I
different
want to expose them to
things.
wrestling, to kickboxing, to Muay Thai, to judo, to Brazilian jiu-jitsu, maybe chess.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. Just like, hey, there's things that you can do out here with your energy.
Yeah.
And maybe you won't be an Olympian, but maybe this will just keep you busy and inspire something else.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
But
I
I
like
think
the
they
sound of
just
it.
lack opportunities. I think they just lack they don't see things. They don't
Mhm.
see people wrestling. They don't see people doing karate. They don't see that. So in their mind, just like, I don't know what that is, or I can't do that, or it's just not part of my community. So it
Mhm.
just can't be what I do, or what people like me come from do. And that's just not right.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, yeah,
So-
it's part of that structure that we were talking about. It's a sealed in, locked in structure.
Yeah.
Where they're limited to the things that are in the world, even
Mhm.
though you have access to the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
But your interests are limited to your community and what's introduced in your community.
Exactly.
So I mean, like, I can have anything when I type it in, but I would have to have it in here or see it on the ground level before I even
Mhm.
know to type that in.
It's
Or
true.
have the
sometimes you just need
interest.
things to be close to you to know that you can also participate. You know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like if you love Ferrari, you could dream about it, you could look at it all day, but it's still kind of like just an image or a dream.
Mhm.
You don't actually, like, if you don't touch a window, the Ferrari handle,
Yeah.
like then it's different. Now it's like, oh, now I could get this Ferrari. Like, I
Mhm.
just touched it. Like, so let me get it. Let me find out what I got to do to get it. So
Mhm.
I just want to just give them more opportunities through sports and just kind of inspire their minds and inspire them to think and then just
Sounds
kind of
good.
let them know that there's a world outside of the world you're
Yeah.
in, like, and it's like not that far. Like you could walk,
Outside
you
of
could,
the
you,
Yeah.
you could,
neighborhood,
right,
off the
exactly.
island.
You
Right
could walk
out.
half a mile, especially in Manhattan. Like,
Yeah.
like you
So
could
much
visit like
history here.
Italy. You could visit kind of
Yeah.
like a Puerto Rico,
New
Dominican
York
Republic.
is
If
the
you go
best place
uptown,
to
it's
live
like,
in, literally, because it has a little bit of everything.
Literally a little bit of everything.
and
Yeah.
right, and and they're not taking advantage of that. They don't feel comfortable taking advantage
Mhm.
of that, going to these places, walking
Yeah.
to Chinatown, seeing what
Museums
it's like
free.
to see what. Right,
Get outside,
A
kids.
ton.
but it's a psychological thing, and I kind of just want
Someone's
to
gotta
get in
bring
there
you to the museum? Really?
and just like disturb all that.
Oh, well, sounds good. I gotta have you back on once you got this like up and running and everything. And
Absolutely,
You
or
come in
just
and talk
if
more
once
about
we
it.
make just any kind of progress, with
yeah,
the process,
Well,
that'd be great.
Wow.
It's a struggle right now.
Oh.
Just getting people, just starting conversations
Mm-hmm.
and getting people like in the room or on the phone.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that can happen.
Well, maybe we'll get some people here, and you can talk to them here.
That'd be good. Ray's here. You know,
Cool.
Ray. I shared this idea with Ray, and he was super engaged and helpful and exposing me to his resources and
Excellent.
him
Yeah.
and him. You know,
Well,
so-
anything that I
you
can do here.
you.
We'll
Thank you so
we'll
much.
try to get the word out and help out with that. So
Follow
We're working on a lot of stuff. We got
and then
Instagram.
getting his stuff in.
Raymond
but-
S. James.
So before we get out here, Ray, what you got going on with yourself?
We have AM with Will, artists,
AM squared.
athletes, and media collaborating. We're doing a web series, pitching a few friends to like Food Network, Discovery. These guys are athletes and chefs and like all different types of things. We have an ongoing series going on. Just a lot of stuff.
What's the name of the series?
So Raymond S. James series.
There we go.
So I'm introducing different artists, introducing you to different places throughout the city, cultural, and we're also traveling different places. And then we have the Vitruvio, where we do stuff on mind, body, and soul.
This guy does everything.
But it's like like it's kind of like that. If you're doing it anyway, just like introduce it.
Oh yeah.
And just create that other layer into your life, because I know a lot of cool people, and I'm not cool because of it, but
It's okay. You're cool because of it.
Nah, you're
eh,
super
but,
cool because
y-
of, like,
y- but
I
like,
thought I was
guess
weird
cool
for a while.
recognizes cool.
I hear you.
But
Absolutely.
yeah,
I hear you.
I'll let you know if I cover the Floyd fight,
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and
Yeah, I'll be covering it from someone's living room.
hope to collaborate with Eric more.
Pay attention to my Instagram, my
Yeah.
Facebook, if you want to know my opinions.
Social media,
We'll
all
do
that
work
stuff.
on Instagram. and
So before we get out of here,
my prediction of that Canelo fight is going to be
where
on
can we
Facebook.
find you on social media?
Right now, I'm just focused on Instagram. Facebook is kind of like, how long is that going to last? So,
I hear
Well,
you.
I mean, but while it's here,
Facebook is Instagram, so
right.
let's
While
be
it's
clear
here,
about that.
I'm Will Watson on Facebook. I'm Will Do Work on Instagram. Can't miss me.
Excellent.
Only guy with that handle. That's all what I'm putting my energy into right now.
Alright,
I
yeah.
still got time for it.
I totally understand. I totally understand. Ray,
About the thing on the 23rd, yeah.
Oh yeah, so then Ray and I actually we're gonna head out. I'm sorry, we've been
No, no.
wrapping up for like an hour.
yeah, I know. The wrap up will continue.
The engineers left. They're like,
I know, they're like, screw it.
Record
Doug, you're
We're
still
doing-
back there, right? Truett, you guys are
we're
still back
working
there.
with
right?
the international.
All right.
We're working with the International Youth Foundation. We're presenting Muay Thai to them, so it's gonna be at Huntington College on August 23rd. It's for a
Okay.
week, but we'll be there August 23rd, 24th. We're gonna document the whole thing. So
Oh, nice.
we're gonna make it a cool web series. With
Excellent.
under the artist athlete media.
Sweet.
So that'll be out to the public and to you guys. But basically, they're giving us an opportunity. Where they reached out. It's gonna be a bunch of stuff going on, like 100 classes at a time, like
Oh, nice.
chefs and attorneys, like all kind of things.
Wow.
So they needed someone to like teach Muay Thai and instruct it, just like pure Muay Thai, like Muay Thai clinch, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, excellent.
So the kids that are gonna take the class, they actually are RSVP. So
Okay.
all the kids that want to be in that class like chose that class.
All right.
So it's a big deal. So Ray's gonna come out. We're gonna do it together. We're gonna document everything.
Oh, nice.
Do like a Q&A with the kids about Muay Thai. I'm gonna answer the
Excellent.
questions the best way I can. And that's just gonna be one of our many projects. Like it's a pleasure to work with Ray.
Thank you, sir.
Ray's has so many resources and he's just so well versed in a lot of different areas
Yeah.
of life.
I got $5 on Triple G.
Which is cool because I'm super curious about life and
Get that in. Only $5. That's it.
5.
So,
So yeah,
excellent.
it's cool, man. It's like it's gonna be a lot of great things going
that
the
sounds
world.
good. And I'm assuming on your social media you guys will be posting about that. So
Yeah.
if people want more information, just
Pay
go to their
attention.
social media and they'll
Just
be
hit
posting about
follow.
that. Guys, I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Before I end the show, let me remember all of my social media pages again. Let's see, we got Tumblr, we got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I suck at updating them, but I'm gonna keep trying. LAWESHOWSM. So one more time. LAWESHOWSM. Doug, put the camera on me, please. Is it on? There we go. Okay, I didn't see the red, but all right. So LAWESHOWSM. That's the social media for Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then on YouTube,
Yes, sir.
you can find the show Life and Whatever Else, no spaces. Life and Whatever Else, no spaces. Guys, again, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It was a fun conversation. Got to have you guys back in, talk about all your projects, a couple more fights. Let's do it again.
More about
And,
life, art,
Life and whatever
And
else.
whatever
Name of
else,
the show.
absolutely.
life, and whatever else. That's right.
So,
It's a good wrap up, man.
all right, guys. Thank you. And, guys, thanks for watching, listening. Catch you next time. All right. Peace.
Peace.